So basically what I'm gonna tell you is, or show you, is let's say Katie is unconscious, right? All right, so what we do at the fire department, especially if somebody's unconscious, I need to know if they're really unconscious. So I'll give them a sternal rub. Just get your knuckles straight ahead, kind of rub on her chest. Katie, you okay? And she won't say anything. The second thing, if she is having an overdose, she's gonna be somewhat cyanotic. Circumferential cyanosis around her lips, are a little blue. She just doesn't look right, okay? I can't tell you which my thoughts is behind that, but for you, she doesn't look normal, okay? She didn't look like she did yesterday or the past 15 years or whatever, right? So then I was like, man, and I know that she does something. Or I can assume that she does something, but she's just not responding to me, so I'm worried about her. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open her eyelid. I'm not gonna touch her. I'm gonna open her eyelid and I'm gonna look at her pupils. Her pupils, if she's on some type of narcotic, they're gonna be very small. We call them pinpoint pupils, really, really, really small. To the point where you go, wow, this ain't just because it's really bright in here and your pupils shrink, it's really, really small. So, and then after that, then I'm gonna say, hey, I have Narcan. Let me put my phone down, Siri, call 911, or I'm gonna dial it, right? So we gotta get first responders here because they can help take her to the hospital depending on the severity of her overdose. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out my trusty Narcan, right? And this is a nasal atomizer, meaning it shoots a mist into your nose and it's absorbed through your nasal mucosa, right? That's the best way. Back in the day when we started, you had to start a line, shoot it in the vein, and that's how you got them around, right? So that was a lot of work, okay? So I'll pull this out, and this is what that looks like. Has anybody not seen this by now?
I haven't yet.
Right, all right. So it's really easy to use. You have a little red button underneath. That's the button you're going to push. Once you push it, it's going to retract in, and it's going to mist it out like using fluticasone or any of those nasal sprays you use at home, right? It's the same concept. Flonase, all of them. I use fluticasone because I have allergies. So that's how that works. So you're going to place it, and I'm not going to place it in her nose. You're going to place it in your nose like this, okay, to the bevel's in there, and you're going to push that in, all right? If she's laying on the floor, we call it prone, which is face down. You want to lay her on her side, then give this. And then you want to leave her on her side because maybe she comes around. And if she's used drugs of some sort, this is going to reverse the high, right? It's going to replace either the fentanyl or the heroin or whatever narcotic she's used. It's going to replace that on her synapses, all right? And then it's going to, sometimes she can have projectile vomiting, right? It just depends on the severity or the strength of the narcotic that she used. From there, we'll give it, wait 2-3 minutes. Hopefully EMS is almost there. On average, it takes us 5 to 7 minutes to get somewhere, right? That's why the stations are strategically placed. You have 18s over here if you live downtown. You got 4s behind me over here. You got 45s right across the Trinity. So you ask me, I'll tell you where they all are. We got 59, so that'll take a while. So we'll just trust me. We got a bunch of them. All right, so once she's laying down, you have her lay in the recovery position and to see if she comes around. If she doesn't within 2 to 3 minutes, you're gonna give her the second dose, okay? Usually this comes in, you have this in one pack. We keep 2 of these together to make 2 doses, all right? So the second dose, you go in the other nostril, you do the same thing I just spoke of, and then hopefully she'll come around by then. That's the name of the game, to get them to come back. Typically, if it's a true narcotic emergency, she's gonna come back and she's gonna say, hey, what's going on, what's going on? And if she's a true addict, she really don't wanna go to the hospital. I've seen that time and time again, right? They're like, I'm good. And I'm like, man, you almost died. You were this color, right? You know what I mean? And so, and they'll say, no, I'm fine. If they have someone there, then they'll like, okay, I'm good, and they'll get up and walk off. But, you know, if you can and you can persuade them a lot, talk to them and say, hey, why don't you get treatment? That scared the hoo-hoo out of me. I'm very scared. I don't want you dying. And that's my whole goal with the Dallas Fire Department, is to not, is to do no harm. We want to make sure that you get the help you need, get the Narcan so you can make a decision to quit when you're ready. We're not forcing anybody to do anything. We want to make sure that you don't die. And if you don't die, then we want to get you treatment at a different facility of your choice, depending on your insurance.
How long? Because I thought that you needed to get them help right away anyway. You needed to get them to the hospital because
Right.
how
EMS
long
is still
does the opioid
Depending on-
receptor, 5 to 10 minutes or something like that?
Well, depending on the strength of the
they
narcotic
have.
that you took, right. I've seen sometimes where I've been talking to a person and we're getting ready to go to the hospital and they start decompensating then. So that narcotic is so strong, it's coming back. And that's why I spoke of earlier that we end up having to do a drip, which is an IV with a line on it, and you're giving fluid. We had to put a drip that's medicines in the bag to keep reversing the strength of the narcotic that the person took. And this was a young kid.
So it doesn't have to be a one-time, that's it could be a continual.
Yes. And so when you do life-saving techniques like this, assume it's going to be more than once. Because if it's once, you're lucky, but more than likely it's going to be more than one dose. That's why you call 911 to get us there. So when they come, you'll be able to have them go to the hospital and they can assess them and see what else they need to do. All right. Then again, also, if they're a heroin user or if they use fentanyl in regular doses, their dose is going to be higher than normal. The average Joe that said, hey, I tried this for the first time, or I thought I was taking Xanax or something to calm down, and next thing you know, I'm unconscious. All right, if you don't have any of this, then you can start doing CPR on that person, all right? So a lot of times people think they have a pulse when they don't have a pulse, so just start doing CPR. If they grab you and say stop, then that's a good thing, all right? That's what I tell people. If they stop you, that means they're alert and oriented. But otherwise, keep doing CPR, especially giving breaths until EMS arrives, and then we'll take over.
Just got distracted, but so this is really just buying time. It's just buying them a few extra minutes to get in, but it's because of their drugs could be so strong, it needs a second dose, and you're just trying to get the EMS there.
Worst case scenario, yes.
Okay.
Sometimes you give them this and they're fine.
Yeah.
But there's no way anybody can tell you because they don't know what they took. Unless you go to, get it tested. There's no way for me to know, hey, because I've had some heroin users, they all took drugs from the same litter. And you took a pill, you took a pill, you took a pill. Well, you went unconscious and passed out and wasn't breathing, where these two were fine. And they're all concerned about that. And they was like, man, I don't even want to use this anymore because I can't give you all a hit and we don't know how bad it's going to hurt us. And so that's when you buy illicit pills off the street, that's what you get. Because there's no regulation. It's not the FDA, right? It's just whatever. They're pressing pills, put it off in a big jar, shake it up, put it in a machine, press it down, and it looks just like the regular pill. Just like it.
Where do you get these?
Narcan, you can get Narcan over the counter now. Doesn't take a prescription. They have it behind the counter, but you can go and say, hey, I want to get Narcan. You can buy it. You can call More Narcan Please, or actually get online and go to morenarcanplease.com. They do give it out. It's going to take a while because it's a state-run service. You can...
Safety has a display over there somewhere to show as well.
There's a display right there. Just grab that. It looks like a cardboard box with two of them in there.
That's what LIVEGY is. This is our
Right.
mission right here.
Right.
To get this out
So,
to everyone.
yeah, this is very good packaging. I like that. It's really nice. So, and here's tear here, and then you pull it out. Now, we may be doing some other things with the city, trying to promote Narcan. I'm every day I come to work, I'm going out, talking to people, trying to make sure that they're safe and that they have Narcan. We only have so much, so we're trying to get as much as we can and put it out. It's going to start with probably police first, that we're giving it out, and then we'll probably having like different things like this to promote it, maybe give some out. I can't speak for the city, but I'm hoping that's what we do. If I had my choice. We would.
Well, aren't school districts also having it?
School districts are, and they're in the process of getting that out. I don't want to speak for them, but I have been with meetings with them, talking about promoting Narcan in the schools. I'm not sure if they're quite ready there. They have to go through, I guess, checks and balances to get that done. But they are working on that, and they really do want that in the schools. But we put a lot on the teachers nowadays, a lot. Especially with mass shootings, with overdoses. You signed to be a teacher, now you're almost like a fireman, right? They call you for everything. They want you to raise your kids. If you don't do that right, it's really tough. I think I'd rather be a fireman. It's just easy. I tear up stuff, have fun, and save people. Most of the time. Sometimes we lose.
The 2 doses is usually the max.
No, if you have more than 2 and they're not coming around and EMS is not there, I would like every 2 to 3 minutes, just give another dose.
But there's only 1 dose in one of those.
Yeah, each one of these things is just 1 dose. And on the back it tells you it's 4 milligrams. And then they also have, in the other box, they have like a little, yeah, it has, thank you. if you peel that back, that's 1, 2, 3, what to do, which is really, really easy. So most of this stuff is on like 5th grade education level. It's almost like CPR. The pads are really easy. It tells you take this off, stick it here, take this one off, stick it there, and they're gonna shock you regardless. I don't care if you swap them out. I teach CPR, so it's gonna work. It's fireman proof, right? And so this is the same thing. It's really easy to read, tells you what to do, and then also inside it has another set of instructions. It's right there. In case you miss this big tab. Just like that. You got this one in. Like who reads instructions now, right? And get a TV, just plug it in. Why is it not working? Told you to do some things. So I like that. But I know there's a rush to get this, so this might be hard to get, right? Hopefully not, but they can only make so much, and they can only make as fast as possible. So, other than that, anybody have any questions? No questions? Anybody have any jokes?